It was late in the morning when Eragon woke. Book 1, Eragon. Chapter 26, The Witch and the Werecat. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we explore Christopher Paolini's inheritance cycle one chapter at a time. I'm Darien Smartt.
And I'm Lucy Hart.
And if you can hear Gurring, that's a tiny dog. He's playing with a tiny cat. And if you didn't hear Gurring, that meant Lucy edited this out. It's her first test in editing.
Yes, we'll see how I do. Hopefully
if there's Gurring that couldn't be removed because it was talking while it was Gurring when we were talking, then it didn't matter and it was removed from the audio.
Yep.
Good luck, Lucy.
Yay.
We're back.
We're back. Thank you, all of our listeners, for being patient with us through the holidays.
Yes.
That's insane.
Things happen.
Yes. Holidays are always insane.
Mm-hmm. Lucy,
Yes.
do you have any geodes or sparks of inspiration?
I think, yes. For this chapter specifically, I've been kind of holding on to it. So, oh God, I have to look up the actual name of the video game. So there is a video game I just called Koa. But it's like Kingdoms of Amalur, I think.
Uh-huh.
Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, specifically for the Re-Switch, because it got rebooted for the Switch. It's an old, it's an older game.
Like Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool because it's about, you start off as basically a corpse, like you're dead.
Oh.
Your character's dead.
Oh, okay.
And then you get like basically shoved down the chute, and your character wakes up in a pile of dead bodies.
Ah!
And like has
That's
to
some
walk.
Cass Brecker shit.
Yeah, it's actually some really cool shit. So then you have to like walk through like this, because like there's these like gnomes who woke you up using like the well of something. And
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I honestly, I think it's important. I haven't actually beaten the game, but trying to make this a very long story short, you meet this character who's known as like, I can't remember what they're called, but they basically like read people's fates.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he does is he tries to read your fate, and you don't have one. And it's interesting because he's like, every living thing has a fate. Every living thing has a life in which they are to do something.
It's predetermined.
Predetermined. And you are not in that. Like, you are completely set aside. You are free to change that completely.
That's
and
so
like
liberating.
And like one of the big things is like you have this ability to go into, I can't remember the state. It's been a hot minute since I played the game. But you go into this state where you can change fate itself. And like the big thing is like the Fae is in this game, and it's actually kind of cool because they relive stories. Like people, like, there's different stories.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story in which this character dies, but when you get involved with it and you save that person, that person does not die.
Mm-hmm.
And they are just mind blown. They're like, I was supposed to die and you screwed that up. Like, I don't know what to do now.
You're like, sorry, man, do you want to join? It kind of sounds like the next part of that, and I don't know the game, is, sorry, man, do you want to join my pirate crew?
Yeah,
like, that's
right?
what I assume
honestly.
happens.
But, and it's like, I can't remember if that's exactly what happens with this fake character or another character. I honestly can't remember. But it is, like, to that extent, and it's just wild, and you're this anomaly that's just so interesting. And I just thought that would be fitting with the Fate.
Yeah, reading of the bones.
The Fate chapter.
That game sounds very fun.
It's very fun.
Lucy,
Yes.
can I tell you about my geode?
Yes.
I think this is the first time I have, like, a geode. Like, a thing.
Mm-hmm.
The big reason, actually, yeah, it's my fault. I'm gonna take full responsibility. We haven't released an episode in a big chunk of time, and that's solely on me. Luce has absolutely been like, shall we record? And I was like, hell yeah, we shall record. And then the day we're supposed to record, maybe the night before, I got a little tequila drunk watching the premiere of the Percy Jackson show. And then I had a nasty hangover in which I just stayed in bed. That's whatever. That is not what I want to share with you. Because the next time it was available to record, Lucy's like, shall we? And I was like, you know what? All I can do right now, the only thing I can or want to do for the entirety of my winter break, I do school programming, and so there was no school, so I had no work for a couple weeks. I just wanted to work on my goddamn draft.
Yep.
And I did. I have 23,000 words written.
That is so cool.
And 10 chapters.
Ah,
Well, it's 23,000 words typed up, 10 chapters written. So my geode, I guess, is that it's becoming. It is becoming. It is raw and messy. And I actually just now, as I was writing through halfway through chapter 10, because I've written 10 chapters, but I've only typed 7 of them. So that's the discrepancy between typed words and written words, because I physically cannot sit and type nothing on my keyboard. I have to sit on the ground in my bedroom on a pillow against my bed with a notebook and a pencil and a candle burning, and it's just that's the only way I can work. It's and then my whole body hurts after I wrote 10 chapters the other day because I was sitting on the floor for hours. But and as I'm halfway through chapter 10, I'm like, oh, I got it. I figured it out. I figured out the central part of this character's arc that actually ties these things together, really satisfying. And now I got to go back to the beginning and fix it all so it works.
Yeah.
But that's my geode. I have it is a working title is called Shadows of Magic.
Oh, good.
Part of what is a working series title being Superstition Springs Mysteries.
Yeah.
That sounds a little Babysitter's Club. I'll figure it out. I know I like Superstition Springs because that is the made up setting of this urban fantasy story.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's what I did. I'm writing a book. I'm for real actually really writing a book. My goal for myself is to finish the draft before I turn 30 in, as of recording, 26 days.
Yep.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I have now that I've got that one last piece clicked, it actually put the rest of what happens together. Now I just have to like barrel through it, and then I can go back and make it work as a story and not just. But I have this, it's just this giant ass raw geode. It's like it's just sitting in my room and it's taking up so much space. Like y'all, I do a lot of other things. And this is the only thing. It's talk about taking all the air out of the room.
Yeah.
This damn geode is in here. Can't do anything with it yet. Gotta polish it.
Yep.
Yeah, so get ready to hear a lot more about that as it progresses.
So excited. Yeah.
As it progresses.
No, that's awesome.
I think it's neat. The plot element, this character twist, made me really excited.
Oh, good.
Really excited about it. And I'm like, that works so well.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
When you get that, like, oh,
Yeah.
moment, it's very exciting. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yay, congrats.
Thanks, Luce.
Yes, that's awesome.
Do you want to go to this chapter?
What?
Do you want to talk about this chapter?
Yeah, we can talk about this
I
chapter.
mean, Angela's back.
We
got Angela immediately. Fuck
Immediately.
yeah, we do.
And we don't just get like a couple pages of Angela.
For us
It's
to
like,
just overblow.
Yes, we get a significant amount of Angela, and I
Mm-hmm.
just love every second of it, as well as with Solumbum.
Yeah.
I love Solumbum.
So let's do it. Let me get into the chapter summaries because I didn't forget. The Witch and the Werecat. Angela, the Witch, and Solumbum, the Werecat, spill some spoilers.
Ooh, yeah, pretty much. I love that so much.
Thank you so much. I was like, I could go into depth, but that feels like what we got. I'm like,
Yep.
Specifically, it was when Solumbum gives his prophecy. I'm like, my God, that's some big spoilers. You can't just be dropping that.
You can't just be.
And it's wow, like, y'all just told us the end of the series.
And it's like at this point, like we know what those are.
Yeah.
But like at this point, first time readers.
You have no idea.
We don't know what any of that is.
Cards on the table. I totally forgot they did this.
Yeah.
Like I definitely, when I was reading it the first time, and by the time these events actually come to pass, unless they were mentioned by the fact that Eragon remembering Angela told him to do it, this is the thing about me. I'm not good at holding on to, not details. I think I'm pretty good at holding on to details about worlds and stuff and characters. I'm not really good at guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
So I don't remember when we have a chapter in which you kind of just gave us whole prophecies about the things. Yeah. I don't know. I live in the moment so much. I not to say I don't like hypotheses about what could happen next.
Yeah.
I really like engaging with that in fandom from other folks.
Yeah.
Like the theories and headcanons and things and people trying to solve the puzzle.
Absolutely.
I find that fun and delightful, but my brain just doesn't do that. I'm just on the ride. I'm just hitting on my I'm on my little Omni mover. I'm just enjoying. Like, look at that animatronic. Look at that set. Wow, the ambiance. I'm having a great time.
I like that.
My buddy's right next to me being like, well, obviously because this character's here and that character's there. They were interconnected, but they had it. I'm like, okay, thanks, Tim. This is me shouting out my good buddy Tim. This is not me. That sounded mocking at the end. No. I just feel like Tim's the kind of person that does that, and I'm just like, we're on the Haunted Mansion in this to paint the full picture.
Yep.
Tim and I are on the Haunted Mansion. Which
I
I
love
think
that.
is applicable to this chapter.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm kind of as I'm older, I've done that more where I take pieces apart and I try to like figure it out a little bit or like where
Mhm.
it's going, or I'm like, oh, this is absolutely what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
I admire the writing and the structure a lot more than I'm older. When I was
Yeah.
younger, I was definitely like, I'm just here for the ride and stuff. Not saying that I don't enjoy the story now,
Yeah.
but I'm very much enjoying it as both a reader and a writer.
Yeah.
That was, again, no spoilers about Murtag, but that was my whole
Oh
experience.
yeah,
through
Lucy read Murtag.
that was my goal to finish
I'm not gonna read
Murtag
Murtag.
at the end of 2023, and I did. But that's
She
all
did.
I'm
She
saying.
did.
is,
She
like,
came right under the wire.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna read Murtag until we get to it, which wow, weird for me. Someone want to roll up and throw some money on Ko-Fi to a bonus episode about Murtag. I'll read Murtag, but like that's what you get a whole bonus episode of us discussing it for anyone who wants to throw us some money.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you just let us know. We'll set up a Ko-Fi so you
There
can.
you go.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna read Murtag and we're not gonna talk about it.
Yep. Not until after the inheritance.
What we are gonna
cycles.
talk about is Angela.
Is Angela, and the chapter again kind of starts boring.
I know
It's the world building kind of slow.
No, it's fine. It's just I was thinking
Yeah.
about how we start our episodes with us reading the first sentence, and it
Yeah.
feels like 7 out of 10 times the first sentence is literally Eragon woke up.
Yeah, it's the easiest transition. I do
Which
that
is
a lot.
fine.
I try not to.
I don't think it's bad for the chapters. Like when I'm actually reading it, I don't think, ugh, that's boring. I
Yeah.
think here we go. It's just when we read it for our show, I'm like, wow, what a kind of lackluster way to start an episode. Whatever, listeners, you know what we're doing here.
Yep. But he just kind of goes off. Eragon just goes off into the city. And he walks around for a while and then heads back. And then this is when the first time he really takes a good look at the herbalist shop. And peeks through the windows, can't see anything, so he decides to go in. And I absolutely love the aesthetic of this.
Oh, this
like plants
eclectic.
on the wall. There's a colorful bird over there.
I'm not saying queer-coded magic NPC, but Bishop Paolini has given us a queer-coded magic NPC. That's you don't get plants and colorful birds everywhere from straight people.
I love that. Then all of a sudden, like, a pair of red eyes suddenly flashed from the dark space, and a large, fierce cat leapt onto the counter. And we soon find out. I do actually really like the part where he goes, on a whim, Eragon reached out with his mind and touched the cat's consciousness. Gently, he prodded it with his thoughts, trying to make it understand that he was a friend. You don't have to do that. Which is how the narrator reads it in that audiobook.
That's big Cheshire Cat vibes.
Oh, it's
like that's so
such big.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
so big. I love it so much.
Yeah, I think that's like that moment of like Eric. It's a big cat.
Yeah.
He's like, well, that's a big
It's
cat.
a big cat.
And so he's just like, oh, hey, I'm cool, friend. Don't worry about it. I love that Eragon's instinct is just be like, hey, man, no trouble. No trouble.
We're cool. We're cool.
But also, it's what's perplexing to me is like Eragon does it, and I find it delightful. And the cat's like, you don't have to do that. But Eragon's surprised, and he looks around, and he's like, Saphira? Which says to me that there is not a distinctness
Not
to the mental communication.
I think there's a not, or at least distinction between their voices, because there is like again, we're not talking too far ahead, but there is a later chapter where he says that sounds like solemn buck.
Yes, and that's what threw me, because that we'll talk about that next episode. That's why we're comfortable bringing it up as a small thing.
Yep.
But yeah, it is. I was like, oh, that's interesting, because why would he think it's Saphira? Because if it was the first time he ever communicated with another thing, and of course I get him being surprised and looking around, but he's communicated with Braum like this before, briefly, but still has. So it was weird to me that he
mistook,
thought it was Saphira.
I think they have, so I'll just say in the audiobook, Saphira, the narrator reads Saphira with a very growly voice. I have shared that before.
Yeah.
Solombaum is also gravelly, but more like lighter, a more lilt to his voice than hers. So I'm thinking it's like they say, and like Saphira's voice is described as having like a rumbly kind of voice. So I'm thinking they have the same like grumble, and Eragon's just like, I don't know if he's ever had anyone other than Saphira and Brahm speak to him. So he just hears a rumbly voice and he's like, Saphira? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. It seemed... I think it's weird writing. I'm just to say, I think it's weird that he thinks it's Saphira. I think it's totally reasonable for him not to think it's the cat.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't realize this is a magical werecat.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a big cat. And he's reached his mind out to horses before, and they don't speak back. So I'm totally like, yeah, him being like, I don't know what that is, and like looking around. He knows Saphira so well.
Yeah.
I find it very odd that he would mistake another presence. Not even just voice. He recognizes Saphira's presence.
Yep.
So I think I feel that the comedicness of him thinking it's Saphira undermines, because unless, like you said, next chapter or 2 chapters from now, he establishes that there is a distinctness to the
true.
presence.
Because it could have been like Eragon just being like, who is that?
Yeah.
And then like wants to grab like a weapon and grabs the rod.
That's right. That's why he grabs the rod. It's like, I wouldn't do that if I were
and it electrocutes him.
It's so funny. No, it is funny. I think you're right with the comparison that there is a similarity between the Werecat and Saphira, because these are both like, they're both magical. They're both very wise. They're both very strange. Like the Werecat. And they're also, we've talked it before, cats are dragons.
Yep.
Cats are dragons. Dragons are cats. Like, yeah. So if Eragon like having like, it was familiar, like it reminded him of Saphira, but he knew it was, but he recognized it was not her.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have on that. Like that's in
I
it.
agree.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I'm just gonna say it's weird. I'm gonna say it's weird. But otherwise, so fun. Solemn is so fun. He's
such cat energy, and I am here for it.
Yep. You aren't very smart for a dragon rider. I did warn you.
Yep.
You said that. Who else?
But you're just a cat. And then I love that when he's like, you're just a cat. And he gets so angry. He's like, do I look like other cats? Then what makes you think I am one? And just, he's so, and I like it because pride.
Yeah.
Cats are just,
like the vanity.
The
like
vanity.
Saphira. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cats
and
are dragons.
Then,
Dragons are cats.
I, to correct your mistake, am a werecat. There aren't many of us left, but I think even a farm boy should have heard of us.
I didn't know you were real.
And then he's like, has a little like, oh, a werecat. Oh yeah, they're always like in stories, but they're not really that.
Yeah, they're flitting around on the edges of stories, keeping to themselves and occasionally giving advice. Very the fox, very trickster archetype.
Yep. And then Solembum does drop one of the best lines. I know you were considering reading that.
Yeah, we beat by the curtain. We briefly considered just not doing the first sentence and finding something else. But then when Lucy's like, we should keep it one sentence, and I'm looking at the 3 sentences Solembum reads, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to follow that rule. We should just keep it to the stop. We'll keep it the first sentence so I don't get frustrated not being able to do more. It's better. Knowledge is independent of being. I did not know you existed before you bumbled in here and ruined my nap. Yet that doesn't mean you weren't real before you woke me.
And I like Eragon just being so humbled, like, I'm sorry I disturbed you.
Eragon is so polite.
He's really polite.
What a polite young man.
He really is. He kind of like disturbs me. He's like, yeah, sorry that. And then later he asks for his name. And I don't know if we know this very much, but he drops a line that's really interesting that will come back in the later books, where it's like, I go by many names. If you were looking for my proper one, you will have to seek elsewhere. Which now writers, they're like, or readers, excuse me, they don't like that probably over their head.
But we have talked about having a true name.
Okay,
yes, that's something.
I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, it's been a hot second. But yes, Eragon and Brahm discussed it, and Eragon talked about still wanting to know what his is.
His true name, that's right. So so here Solembum does hint at that, and then he goes, but however, you may call me Solembum. And then Eragon's like, again, proving very polite boy. Thank you, said Eragon seriously. And then Solembum's purring grew louder. So Solembum is just approving of Eragon.
Yep, instantly like, because cats know. Cats can tell instantly.
Cats know instantly. Like that, he knew for the second Eragon walked in that he was a dragon rider.
And not just a dragon rider, but he's like, a good person.
Yep.
Trustworthy. That
Yep,
Eragon is trustworthy. That
Yep,
Eragon is worth
absolutely.
his time. Because he could be a dragon rider. And also just like that being a dragon rider would not be inherently worthy of the attention or respect from
Yep.
a werecat.
Absolutely.
So it's not just the fact that Eragon is a dragon rider. I think it is because he is Eragon.
Yep.
And I think this sequence with Eragon interacting with Solomon demonstrates why that is.
Yep. Absolutely.
I also just want to, when the werecat talks about having many names, however you may call me Solomon, it just gives me big Jellicle cat vibes.
Yeah.
And I listen, I like Cats the musical. It's fun. So the Jellicle cats having all of their Jellicle names, and yep, it's funny.
Yep.
So their secret names and their cat names and their family names, and yeah,
I love it.
Charming.
It's very good. And then our girl shows up.
And our girl shows up!
And that's literally the rest of the chapter is Angela and Eragon. And I love their interaction.
She enters with a cloth bag full of plants. To
Yep.
be clear, when
Yep.
I said queer-coded magical NPC, I'm not exaggerating.
She's so good. And I love like the first thing she says is he says you talked with him. You could talk with him too? Of course, but that doesn't mean he'll say anything back. And I love that.
Yeah, he likes you. That's weird. That's unusual.
I love that so much. And then he likes you. That's unusual. Most of the time, Solomon doesn't show himself to customers. In fact, he says that you show some promise given a few years of works.
Thanks. It's a compliment coming from him. You're only the third person to come in here who has been able to speak with him. The first was a woman many years ago. The second was a blind beggar. And now you. But I don't run a store just so I can prattle on. Is there anything you want, or did you only come in here to look?
Yep.
This is a businesswoman. She's like,
a business.
I
Yep.
do. Are you gonna buy something?
Yeah, she's like, if you're in, you gotta buy something. I remember reading this and like not that long ago when we were reading the chapter, and I was like, oh yeah, I know who the blind beggar is, and then I had to stop and be like, I don't know if I'm mixing two book series together, because in another book series there was also a blind beggar, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to wait and see if that blind beggar comes up again, because I don't remember.
I don't know. I think Paolini is good at sprinkling in comments that are lost among more pressing details that will turn around and be a bigger deal much later, and are a thing you will only realize going back and reading it and be like, oh, that's what happened there. That's why you said that.
Yeah.
But
And I do like this first pass, just like her bringing up that he's the third person. It's like I think I remember reading this the first time and being like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like not thinking that we're gonna go into depth with these two other people.
Yeah, I thought it was just to show Eragon a special.
Yep, and then we do at least one of them.
Let's just talk. Can I talk about Angela just a little bit more before?
Yeah.
I love her being like, Eragon has clocked that he went to see the other stores, and there are lots of stores that are like in the market.
Yep.
Hers is the only one like crammed between all of these like wealthy houses.
Yep.
Because she's smart and she's a witch. So she literally says, he's like, oh, the rich full lords pay me for love potions and the like. I never claimed they work, but for some reason they keep coming back.
Yep.
And would you like your fortune told? I do that too for the rich full ladies.
Yep, and that was, I was gonna bring up that line too if you didn't, but because it's like yeah, of course she's situated in like the rich part of town. People just walk by like, oh, let's get our fortune read.
Yeah,
just
and have
for fun stuff.
the money to throw at just. And she just, so she gets to live comfortable with all of her plants and her werecat friend, and they just vibe. And
it's very good.
She's like, I make love potions. I don't say they work. They just come in and be like, can you make me a love potion? And I say, yeah, I can make you a love potion.
It's just tea.
it's just tea. So I just read, it's the Twisted Tales of Princess and the Frog. I just read it for the Muses, and it's really great. I highly recommend it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
But it gives you points, like POV from the Shadow Man, Dr.
Cool.
Felicier.
Yeah.
And one of the things he talks about is how he's got a client who's in love. He's a cobbler and he's in love with this lady.
Yeah.
And so Felicier is giving him some whatever potion. Oh, just keep drinking it. And he's like, it worked. She smiled at me today. But what Felicier is doing is he's going over and putting like stones and nails in front of this girl's house. So it fucks up her shoes. So she has to go to the cobbler more.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought that was so funny.
Yeah,
just like not just giving like here's a fake love potion, but like actually having to do the hustle,
Go through the
to
work.
make it feel
Yep.
like it was working, because it was working. She was seeing him more often. They were
Yep.
getting along really well.
Yeah.
And he had like confidence. He's like, I've got a love potion. I'm not nervous to be around her anymore.
Yep.
So I don't think Angela's doing that.
No.
But it just made me think of, she's like, I didn't say it works, but like sometimes power of suggestion's all it takes.
Yep, absolutely. I like that. That's very good.
Yeah.
And then she offers to read his fate, and Eragon's first like kind of on edge about it. He's like, I don't know, because like she pulls out knuckle bones of a dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, like
I haven't used these in so long, I almost forgot where they were.
And then, but unlike tea leaves, crystal balls, or even divine cards, these have true power. They do not lie, though understanding what they say is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love that she just doesn't do it. She's like, if you want me to, I will do this.
Yeah, because she's like, he's like, I'm afraid my fortune is pretty much unreadable, and I don't have any money.
Yeah.
And Angela looks at Soul and Bum, and she's like, I think, okay, hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then she brings the bones, and she tells him that she has only offered. He's like, why are you offering?
Yeah.
This is free. Like, this is weird. She's like, oh, because Soul and Bum, because she offered it to the other two people he spoke to, the woman and the beggar. The beggar said no. The woman said yes.
Yep.
And her name was Selena.
Yep. There it is.
That's for those who don't recall, maybe you won't. I mean, I didn't until Eragon said it. That's his mother's name.
Yep. And I do like how it hits him. Emotion overcame Eragon, bringing tears to his eyes. Selena, he whispered to himself, his mother's name.
Mhm.
Could it have been her? Was her destiny so horrible that she had to abandon me? And that's like that last thread. I mean, like he's very uncertain about who his parents are. He knows his mother, his father not at all.
He never just thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, to this point, like it's his mom. He knows because he knows who his mother was.
Yeah.
But as of yet, we have not gotten Eragon has not spent a moment wondering who his father is.
Yep. And it's just, I do think like there is this like just this deep seated like curiosity, because there is curiosity surrounding his mother. And so here her name comes up, and it probably brings up all of those emotions. And Paolini does a really good job doing that. Emotion overcame Eragon, just like that bubbling up.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, Angela says that she regretted it too. Her fortune was bleak and painful. I don't think she believed it, not at first.
Yep.
And he asked, like, do you remember anything? And she's like, I love the prose of the way Angela speaks in this.
Yes.
It was so long ago, the details have melted into the rest of my memory, which isn't as good as it used to be. Besides, I'll not tell you what I do remember. That was for her and her alone. It was sad, though. I'll never forgotten the look on her face.
Yep. And it just like, again, it's just like, holy cow. Like, whoa, it does make you curious, but you also have to respect Angela, because not only does she prove herself to be completely trustworthy right here, but she also is just like I don't know, it just puts a sense of professionalism on her.
Yeah.
That you're like, she knows what she is doing, because she is so like, she's like, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, absolutely not.
It's so different than the Toad interaction.
Yeah.
But it is as if the alignment of she is chaotic is still present, but it's like she shifted from being like
a weird old lady.
Oh, she just seems it's funny, he notes like, why do you keep complaining about your memory? You're not old. She's like, that's so sweet of you. I actually have to eat my own herbs. I'm so much older than you think I am. Oh my God, what?
I get the weird lady next door.
The weird lady next door too. Like, she's still chaotic, but rather than seeing not I mean, silly is the word, but it's more just like not vapid, not grounded. She just seems frivolous.
There we go. I was almost there. I was like frivolous.
Yeah. Here she is chaotic and incredibly serious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's like, I do like that she takes it serious too, because she's talking about, oh yeah, like knowing one's fate can be really rough, and she is serious the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's very, again, we've talked before about like matching tone with like kind of what's going on and like, balancing tone, and like this fits tone so well. And it fits Angela. It's not like Paolini is trying to shove Angela into this plot point that doesn't fit her. It does. It suits her completely.
Yeah, she's the witch next door. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Eragon does agree to it, but because he's like, well, if it was my mother and she could bear to have her fortune told, I can too. And I'm like, Eragon, I don't think that's the right takeaway. I think if your mother was here, she'd tell you, I wish I didn't have my fortune. Angela's saying she seemed to regret it. But sure, kid, let's roll.
Yep.
And she does, and she doesn't just she throws the bones and says 3 words of magic.
Do you want me to say them?
You should. Yes, please. Audiobook. Listener.
She does.
Listener of the audio.
Yes. Manon, Weirda, Hugin. And toss bones onto the cloth. They fell all jumbled together, gleaming in the faint light. Which I also really like that aspect because it's like that gives them a sense of power. Like we know they're powerful, they're dragon knuckle bones, but that also I feel like just illuminates more of like they are magical. Yeah,
and she's channeling magic to do it.
And then Eragon recognizes that that's from the ancient language and realized with apprehension that to use them for magic, Angela must be a witch. She had not lied. This was a true fortune telling. And that's like, ah!
I'm kind of just over here like, Eragon, this woman is an herbalist. Her house is full of plants. There's a magical board. There's a big colorful bird in the corner. There's a werecat over there. You're just now realizing she's a witch?
Yep.
Anyway.
I feel it.
And I love it's effort. I love that there is effort because when she leans back, she's like has to wipe her brow and like pull out a wineskin, like get me a Gatorade. Like, whoa, this kid's got it.
I really like that.
Do you want some? She offers it.
Yeah, I do. Like for me, like that's kind of really like, what did you see in those bones? Because she was like, "Ooh, I need a drink. Do you want a drink? Oh my god!"
She hasn't even told him yet, but she's like, you might want to drink.
Yep. And then she confirms it. This, she said, wiping her mouth, is the hardest reading I've ever done. And I like how she, like, Eragon said it kind of flippantly, like, oh, my fate, like, you know.
Is unreadable,
kind of. He said it kind of flippantly, but she's like, you were right. Your future is nigh impossible to see. And I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if we don't jump too much into Eragon's reaction to that, but it's like, whoo.
Yeah. And it's just like, but Solemnbaum jumps to check it out closer.
Yep.
Just because he's interested.
Yep.
And just like some highlights, infinity or long life. This is the first time I've seen it come up in someone's future. Most of the time, it's the aspen or the elm. Both signs that a person will live a normal span of years.
Yep.
Whether this means you will live forever or that you will have only an extraordinary long life, I'm not sure. Whatever it foretells, you may be sure that many years lie ahead of you. No surprises there. I am a writer. That Eragon says it in his head, and I'm like.
Yep.
And I'm just over here like, well, yeah, Eragon, you're a writer, and you have learned that writers' lifespans are tied to their dragons, and dragons live a very long time. So you do have the potential to live for a very long time.
Yeah.
I would like to remind you, Eragon, my 15-year-old friend, a man of this world, that you are trying to track down deadly monster assassins who work for the king, who also would very much either like to have you under his control or dead.
Yep.
And Angela just told you that you are going to live for a long time.
Yep.
And does that not tell? Like, I am so surprised at how sometimes Eragon is so, like, thoughtful.
Yeah.
And, like, introspective. And sometimes he's the biggest fucking idiot I've hung out with.
Yeah, I feel like that sums up a 15-year-old so
yeah.
much.
I'm like,
so
yeah,
well.
you're like, well, I'm a writer. She's only going to tell me what I already know. It's like, no, Eragon, you know you have the potential to live a long life. You were just told you will live a long life. You don't want to think about whether that long life is going to be a happy one or whether, like, what that will entail.
Yeah.
Like,
he's just like, yeah. And I do think, like, I feel like that's very, again, like, that's very 15-year-old. Like, taking like, can be very deep in thought. And, like, I feel like sometimes young kids can, like, pull out this, like, pockets of wisdom, and you're like, where did you get that from?
Yeah, how'd you have that?
Yeah, and then, but then also times like this, it's like where they see they're too close to the picture to see what it fully entails.
See the pieces
And that's
holding it up.
Absolutely,
that's
and
a
that
good
is
point.
Eragon.
Yeah,
in this moment.
You were gonna say something about the life?
No, I was just gonna say, and the symbol is a long horizontal line with a circle resting on it. And it's like, that's the one where she's like, I've never seen that pop up before. And it's like, great.
Yeah. Other things in it. There's something I think we cut this. The dream of leaving. That's been a thing we talked about, right? He has a dream?
He does have a dream. Yes.
Of leaving.
He
has a dream of someone leaving on a boat.
Yeah, he doesn't have a dream of himself. So, yes, there is that dream, but we don't know what that is. Like, we know what that is. He just dreams that he has no idea what the dream is.
But the ship that comes back here, because the ship is one of the ones, and it points that you will leave this land and you will never come back. Your fate will be to leave this land forever. Where you will end up, I know not, but you will never again stand in Allegasia.
Yep. And I do like that we have that ship connection.
Yeah.
With that dream. I don't know if I'm trying to find it. Okay, he watched as a group of people on proud horses approached a lonely river. Many had silver hair and carried tall lances. A strange, fair ship waited for them, shining under a bright moon. The figures slowly boarded the vessel. 2 of them, taller than the rest, walked arm in arm. Their faces were obscured by cowls, but he could tell that one was a woman. They stood on the deck of the ship and faced the shore. A man stood alone on the pebble beach, the only one who had not boarded the ship. He threw back his head and let out a long, aching cry. As it faded, the ship glided down the river without a breeze or oars, out onto the flat, empty land. The vision clouded, but just before it disappeared, Eragon glimpsed 2 dragons in the sky. And that's chapter 12.
Yeah.
And so, like, it kind of, like, is reminiscent of that. And I guess, like, at this moment, we don't know if that's...
Yeah, we don't, but it is interesting that the symbol of leaving to never return is a ship. And we had that really interesting dream to revisit. Other things, just to highlight real, the death is quickly approaching, a loss, betrayal to come
I
from
love
the
his
family.
reaction with that.
Rowan
He's like,
Rowan
would never.
And she's like, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know.
Cool, man. I don't know.
All right, cool.
Oh, and then, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I know this sucks to hear. Like, we go into this being like, spoiler free. We're revisiting. We're going. And I just hate this. I did ever since I was a kid reading this. And maybe reading again through now as an adult, I will find it more satisfying in some way. I'll find it more complex and nuanced. But I don't at the moment. And I just say, ugh.
Yep.
When we get
to the epic romance,
it was a rose bloom inscribed between the horns of a crescent moon. An epic romance is in your future, extraordinary as the moon indicates, for that is a magical symbol and strong enough to outlast empires. I cannot say if this passion will end happy, but your love is of a noble birth and heritage. She is powerful, wise, and beautiful beyond compare.
In the audiobook, she reads, that's read as, and beautiful beyond compare.
Can I want to take it again.
Here, I can actually pull that up.
No. I want to try to read it again with more like less investment in An epic romance is in your future, extraordinary as the moon indicates, for that is this magical symbol, and strong enough to outlast empires. I cannot say if this passion will end happily, but your love is of a noble birth and heritage. She is powerful, wise, and beautiful beyond compare.
There you go.
Give it a little bit more mustard.
And I do... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
I was going to say, I do like Eragon's reaction to that. He's like, how could that ever happen? I have no more standing than the poorest of farmers. And I do like that aspect just in in the setting of this book,
Yeah.
where there is like still dowries and
Yeah. There
like
is
practical
deep
marriages.
class structure.
Yeah.
I would like to remind Eragon again that you are a dragon rider. The thing you thought of 4 pages ago when you scoffed at the idea of needing to know you were going to have a long lifespan. And I think this also indicates that Eragon does not fully understand what that means.
Yeah.
He does not get what it means to be a dragon rider.
He
Like
doesn't
he understands from the idea of like a legendary, the stories he grew up with, like of like the riders were like noble and they were heroes and they protected the empire. But he does not have any context for what that would have meant in an actual like socioeconomic thing. What that would have meant, actual standing a dragon rider would have inherently had in this culture.
Yep. As we said, like when he first kind of starts like realizing he's understanding more a little bit day by day the importance and significance of being a dragon rider, but doesn't, again, like you said, fully comprehend the weight that is behind what a dragon rider is. And like it's not even like that, because I'm pretty sure like way back hundreds of years ago, like they responsibilities and all these things, but Eragon is the first dragon rider outside of Galbatrix's control. He has like inherited one of the most single important roles in all of Allegasia and has no full understanding of what that actually means.
That's I think that we're swinging back to Eragon being like wildly 15 years old.
Yep.
And unlike what I said earlier, like I think him thinking it was Saphira was like, I think that's a silly writing decision. I think this is intentional on Paulinia's part of like, again, just he's 15.
He's 15.
He's 15, and so he has like he does not, he understands it in the most abstract of ways.
Yep.
But has yet to actually connect that abstract fantasy detail to what it would look like in a real life setting.
Yep.
Like it is not concrete.
Yep.
It is just a story.
Yep. And I think like there is that reality where we too, like even us, like we like watch something like or reveal something and we're like, oh, that's over there, that's not actually here. And that is Eragon. Like he's like, yeah, I'm a writer, but like that it's like it's just parted in his mind. And again, Paulini does such a good job explaining and showing and all of that. So it's just very good overall. And I really, very good.
And then that's it. She talks about how his fate is just like incredibly tangled and bizarre, but also how he is. Where is a passage about him being free? Oh, here it is. Beware of losing your way, for you are one of the few who are truly free to choose their own fate. That freedom is a gift, but it is also a responsibility more binding than chains.
Yep. Very good. And I think like that's what reminded me of Koa a little bit.
Yeah.
Was just that aspect of
you were unbound.
Yep. Absolutely. I also I like Eragon's even though like we've discussed like this kind of like detachment of like his full responsibilities, he understands that unfortunately nothing she said will make sense until it has already happened. It really does.
Good
and
job,
I do
Eragon.
understand. And for me, it really
Oedipus.
we're trying to run from fate and then smack dab into it.
You just run right into it.
Yeah, and Eragon in any way, shape, or form is not going, well, I have to get away, I have to change this. He's just accepting almost immediately.
Like, well, that's what I asked for, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I do like that. Yep, I do really like that of and I do so like after I was
Yeah, you're good. You're golden loose.
Then like so a little bit after that, she's kind of taken aback by him is because he tells her, you used words of power. And she goes, what I wouldn't give to see how the rest of your life plays out. You can speak to werecats, know of the ancient language, and have a most interesting future. Also, few young men with empty pockets and rough traveling clothes can expect to be loved by a noblewoman. Who are you? And he goes, I am Eragon. And I'm like, Eragon, that's the biggest fucking giveaway you could have ever fucking done.
But he does clock that, like, okay, the Werecat knew I was a writer.
Yep.
He's gonna tell Angela.
Yeah,
She just read my fortune for me. And like we said earlier, when she would not tell him what Selena's, what she remembers, like she's trustworthy.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, and I love he says like, I am Eragon. Is that who you are or your name? Both.
And it's just...
that's where we swing back to him being like surprisingly like insightful.
Yep.
Yeah, that is exactly correct, Eragon.
Absolutely. And then she goes, now I'm all the more interested in seeing how your life will unfold.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
Hey, who's your buddy?
And then who's your buddy? Brom. And then she just starts dying laughing. Oh, I love that.
Like, I'm so sorry. No, don't be upset. It's only that, well, he is known by those in my profession. I'm afraid the poor man's doom, or future, if you will, is something of a joke with us. And don't insult him.
Eragon gets mad, yep.
And we're like, yeah, fair. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's where we're turning like, it's so her laughing about what she's referring to as Brom's doom is what's so interesting, because usually you would get like if someone is fated to have something that is so impactful that witches and werecats know about it, you'd think it would come with a little bit more reverence, a little bit like, oh wow, I didn't, that's what, but she finds it so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, the guy was the toad guy from what? That's Brom? Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's just like his doom or future,
if you will,
is something of a joke. And that's like, why are you laughing about, if Brom has a doom, why are you laughing about his doom?
I think that swings us back to remembering that she is not what she appears.
Yeah,
like we've just
absolutely.
had, like she's like a witch who doesn't look her age, who speaks to werecats, who sells love potions that she knows doesn't work.
Yep.
That she is someone who laughs at the doom of a character we like. So it kind of is a stark reminder to the reader. I think we've grown like rather affected. And we love Angela.
Oh yeah.
But I think this chapter is like you kind of grow affectionate to this character who's been like very kind, very interested, and this like really cool chapter with Eragon.
Yep.
Just to remind you that she's not like Eragon.
Yep.
She is not. She is a different being.
I think if Eragon is lawful good, she is chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic lawful, or
I think she's chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's chaotic neutral, but she wouldn't like ever join Galbatorix.
Yes.
At least that's the vibe I get.
Yeah.
So it's like she is chaotic neutral, but she would never go to like the dark side.
Yeah,
so
she would do a lot of things to empower herself and her comfort, but she would not ever align herself with immoral.
Yes.
Like she does not care for law, and she is like as a little bit more flippant about what other people find most valuable, but she has her own internal sense of morality that she would not cross.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree it. And
anyway,
then,
so yeah, the Solomon rolls up with some
Solomon. Oh, it's so good.
Like,
you can read that if you want.
Oh my gosh. It's I love, so what Angela just gave us, I think what Eragon has clocked is that I won't know that until it comes to pass. And all that is kind of things that you will not necessarily forget, but you can't spend time like trying to unravel and figure out what it means, because there's like no concrete detail, no name, no dates, nothing, just vibes.
Yep.
Solomon rolls up with a checklist.
Yep.
Listen closely, and I will tell you two things. When the time comes and you need a weapon, look under the roots of the Manoa tree. Then, when all seems lost and your power is insufficient, go to the Rock of Kuthian and speak your name to open the Vault of Souls. And then just walks away.
And then just mic drop, and then walks, and Eragon's like, what?
What the fuck was that? And Angela's like, I didn't hear what he said.
And like,
it's just for you.
And I like Angela is like, I don't, and like what you just said is Angela's like, I don't want to know.
I don't need to know.
Like that.
That's
not my
not my circus, not my monkeys.
Exactly.
Because I think that's also Angela's vibe. She's very not my circus, not my monkeys.
Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm just here. She's like, you enjoying the story? I'm just here for the ride, guys.
Yep. And that's the game.
Yep. That's basically the end of the chapter. He goes on to, he meets up with Saphira, tells everything what happened, and then she says, you know, you should remember what the Werecat told you. It's important.
I like that she says, remember what the Werecat told you. Not necessarily remember what Angela, because it's like, I think we just said, like, nothing Angela told him will be helpful.
Yeah.
It'll just be a thing that he'll know happens later. It's really
on.
just setting up the fact that Angela is who she claims to be
Yep.
in terms of like magic and powerful and to be respected.
Yep.
But remember what the Werecat said.
Yeah, remembers what the Werecat said. And then they kind of talk about telling Braum, and then I like Saphira, do you think you can lie convincingly to him? And Eragon's like, no. And so they decide not to tell Braum. Then they go back to the city. And they just, because Braum went off to like try to look at some records.
Yeah, they're trying to access the records because they're trying to get the oil. Because that's what
trying to find out where the oil is sent to.
Yeah, and the administrator of the trade is the worst sort of bureaucrat. He abides by every rule, delights in making his oaths whenever it can inconvenience someone. At the same time, believes he's doing good.
Then he won't let us see the records.
No, nothing I could say would sway him. He even refused bribes. Substantial ones, too. I didn't think I'd ever meet a noble who wasn't corrupt. Now that I have, I find I prefer them when they're greedy bastards.
It's so good. He's just so he's like, the one time there is a non-greedy, corrupt nobleman, and that pisses me off.
This motherfucker's over here running around being like lawful good.
Yep.
Can't have it.
It's so good. And then,
yeah.
I was just going to say, then the base chapter ends with being like, all right, I'm going to teach you how to read.
And then we're going to give this man a nasty surprise.
Yep.
Like, what does that mean? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then they sit down for dinner. That's an awkward dinner.
Yeah. Okay, Helen, not happy with this situation. Not jazzed that Braum and Eragon are still there. Like, also, has not spoken a line of dialogue since she opened the door.
Yep.
She has said nothing.
I do think that speaks volumes to just like how furious she is about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, but I'm being a host right now and I can't say anything or anything like it's just it's tricky.
Yeah.
And I just feel for her. I do.
Hera's literally like, I've had cheerier meals at funerals.
Yep.
And that's a chapter.
Yep.
Lucy, what is our writing takeaway for this episode?
That's a good thing. I think the way that this whole chapter is really good foreshadowing.
I mean, yeah, it straight up tells us what's going to happen.
Straight up tells us what's happened, but in a way that doesn't feel awkward or in like the author trying to explain to the reader what is happening.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I think for me it would be like if you want to foreshadow something, try to make it as natural as possible. Don't force it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think I'm into that. Yeah, I can't really think of one that's like more very concise. I think like a lot of we talked about like how Angela's character is demonstrated in this chapter is very complex.
Yeah.
And intentional.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm not saying every character should be like Angela is.
Yeah.
And it's hard to talk about why I think the way Angela is written in this chapter is important without, talking about things in the future. Yeah. But if you know you're going to bring a character who's not going to be around a lot, but when they show up, you want your readers to sit and pay attention, you don't. It's called a first impression.
Yeah.
Like, really figure out that first impression for the characters you don't want your reader to forget.
Yeah. I feel like in that situation, you really want to, oh gosh, what's the meme? I'm bringing a meme into this. The drink and the pointing.
Oh, yeah.
That you want that reaction when the character comes back.
Yeah.
Like, you want that first meeting.
Yeah.
So impactful. They're like, oh!
Yeah, you don't want, who is this? Like, even if you don't remember that character's name.
Yeah.
When you see them again, you should be like, oh my god, the witch with the bones.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, I've read book series where a character comes back that I haven't seen in like a couple books. And I'm like, and who are you? And all the characters like, oh my god, it's them. And I'm over here like, and who are you? And I'm like,
what happened?
I'm volunteering to be here. So like, if you want me to remember them, you really have to make sure I remember them. Like, yeah. The characters remember. They have to be here. I don't.
Yeah.
So like... Yeah. Like, it's okay to pour a lot of time into a character that you want your readers to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Shall we shout out just a little bit of
Yes. Let's do some shout outs. We haven't done it in a while.
Well, yeah. Someone had a geode. Lucy, you were telling me we've got a geode.
Let me grab that.
Lucy,
Yes.
I forgot something.
Oh no.
This is actually something we should have done at the top, and I got distracted because I was really excited to talk about how much I've been working on my book.
Yeah.
We owe the Oregon Coast an apology.
Yes.
We just formal apology to the Oregon Coast.
Oh no.
Because my girlfriend got mad at me about the disparaging comments made on this podcast regarding the Oregon Coast.
Oh no.
So, this is me formally apologizing to the Oregon Coast. We don't need to go any more details than that. I'm sorry to the Oregon Coast for a lot of reasons. Someone had a geode. Let's talk about that.
We'll talk about a geode. Yeah, so we got a message from a user on Instagram by the name of Perhaps Devante, and they say that their geode is that they managed to get a rough draft of a poem out of themselves after having not written anything for several months.
Yay!
And
Good
that
job! That's so
that
wonderful.
is awesome. And I think that's so cool too, because I've talked about it before. Any writing is progress. Anything you can do is progress. That is such an accomplishment. You should feel great. Like, that is awesome. Congrats. Like, amazing. Absolutely.
Yep. That's so good.
And then we did get one other message on Instagram from our active listener and correspondent, Curtis. Curtis says, my favorite side character ever is Tristan Farron from James Herriot's All Creatures Great and Small series. The whole series is an autobiography about being a vet in rural England in the 1930s, and it can get pretty serious. But Tristan brings chaotic drama to any situation he enters, and it's amazing. My favorite of his hijinks is when he dresses up like a ghost to scare people along the road, and someone stops their car and chases him with a stick.
That's some Scooby-Doo shit.
Yeah,
what?
It's so good.
I love Tristan.
That paints such a good...
I love Tristan. This is my new favorite. Curtis and Tristan. I've never read these things. This is my new favorite boy.
Yeah, I do love that image of just trying to scare people, and I do think someone would just be like, you know what, we're not having any of this, and like getting out of their car and just chase. Stop it. You can't do that.
Velma, you stop that.
Yeah, Velma, exactly. Absolutely. But yes, thank you for sharing, Curtis.
I want to real quick. This is something from October that I wanted to. Friend Dalton has started listening and has given so many good thoughts and feedback that I have just been in chat, so I did not successfully compile them like I do when we get them from Instagram or from Spotify.
Yes.
But I do want to just the first thing Dalton said when he first started listening and dropped in the chat. He's said that he listened to the first couple episodes of the podcast on his commute. You know, I dig a discussion of the othering of people in fantasy, especially orcs, my beloveds.
Yep.
On behalf of all the other orc boys out there, thank you.
Yep.
So, just wanted to... We haven't gotten to circle back. We haven't seen the Urgles in a hot second and discuss that. So, I just really wanted to, real quick, circle back on the... this one's for you, orc boys.
Yep.
We got your backs.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Well, Liz, you want to record the next episode?
Yeah, we can record the next episode.
Great. Well, then we're going to do that right now. Listeners, you'll hear us in a week. And until next time, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.